Hi everyone, welcome back to another bite-sized review. Today I'm doing the perks being a wallflower. Yeah, sorry, I have a slight headache. My head feels like it's empty and hollow, and there's a bunch of marbles rattling around in it, so that's good. But I'm gonna do this anyway. So I recently saw a couple more movies. This was my movie that was kind of like a break from the Oscar monotony because when you watch too many Oscar buzz movies in a row, you start to feel a little like overwhelmed from all of the artsiness. So I just wanted something a little like easygoing, not as heady. Um, from older yonder days, and I chose this one because I've been wanting to see it for a while. And it was really good. I really liked it. It's a nice little coming of age movie, and it's like practically like made for me. I mean, it's like this kid who's pretty much a loner and likes reading books and writing. Stephen Chbosky, I believe, is the name of the guy. Wrote the book in when did he write it? Pardon me. When did he write this book? I believe it was. I think it was 90s, 1999. Stephen Chbosky, and then adapted it into. He basically wrote the screenplay and then directed the adaptation, which is kind of crazy. It usually doesn't happen very often for the 2012 movie. It was really good. Uh, the acting, I think, is what really drove it. Ezra Miller was one of my favorites in the movie. He's this that one. He was fantastic. He had so much energy. It was great. But all the characters were really nice. It wasn't like the movie sat in like the sweet spot for being pretentious because there's like a line, and on one side of it is pretentious, and on the other side is not pretentious, and there's a spot just before the line that's like a sweet spot where it's like it's almost pretentious but not quite, and that's where this movie sat, and it was like oh, that's good, that's good, because it's one of those like it's like oh, it's one of those indie movies. You look at this and you think like oh, it's one of those stupid indie movies that I won't care about, but um, it actually has a fairly mainstream feel to it. It's pretty accessible. It's not like the hoity-toity. Look at me, I'm cultured. Um, almost, but really good, really good. The music choices are fantastic. Lots of great music in there. Yeah, it's very the narrative plays itself out in a very compelling way. You're always interested to see what happens next. There's little plot seeds that are planted that bloom later, and you're interested to see what they turn into when they finally do bloom. They're like things that are talked about at the beginning of the movie very vaguely, and as the movie goes on, um, you're eager to see what those culminate into, and you get to see that, and it's really nice. A movie about kind of mental health, mental illness, and being in high school, being a freshman in high school, being friends with seniors. Um, there's a lot of really nice teenage stuff in here. Much how like Breakfast Club is considered to be like, oh, it's the movie that understands teens. I would say that this one is pretty solid too. I wouldn't say it's as good as Breakfast Club, certainly, but very enjoyable, pretty smart. I'm not really going to go into spoilers. I don't have a whole ton to say about it. I just really enjoyed it. That's pretty much it. Um, some nice surprises here and there in the plot. Yeah, I don't really have much more to say. I'd suggest watching it if you're a fan of The Breakfast Club. If you like coming of age teen movies, this one's not a bad one. So it's not a bad one. It's pretty quiet, pretty introverted, which I dug hardcore. So that's that. Uh, I want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed recently. I think I gained like I gained a handful of subscribers recently because my Call Me By Your Name review just blew up. It has 500 views within the span of like 3, 4 days. 23 likes, 21 comments. So thank you, all you gay people. That's who's watching it. It has a crazy like fandom who's following like the celebrity mule train that's going around it. So like all these fans of the movie who can relate to it much better than I could are going around and watching all the videos by different people, just sucking up as much as they can from the movie. So thank you, all you folks who watched that video and gave it all those views and no dislikes yet. They all liked what I had to say, and I'm very thankful for that. Everybody. How many subscribers have I gained in the last 7 days? 10. So yeah, thank you everybody for that. If you're a subscriber who will subscribe because of that video and you're watching this, thank you very much. So yeah, that was Perks Being a Wallflower. Highly recommend on those merits I said before. And yeah, thank you for watching.